Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Brian Colletto Show, streaming to my LinkedIn and my YouTube. And if you're listening to this later on Apple Podcasts, that platform as well. And as a friendly reminder that this is about lived experiences, this is not professional advice, so please seek professional advice where necessary. So, I'm going to do things a little bit differently for this show. Uh, Instead of doing a strict autism segment, since this is Memorial Day that I'm recording this show, uh, I first want to say, and I apologize if I don't recite the verse in its exact words, but greater than one's life that they shall lay down their life before or for another person. Nothing greater than laying down one's life for one person. I'm basically trying to recite John chapter 15, verse 13. And obviously, since I'm not reading off a prompt, you could tell that this is definitely not AI generated. Uh, but basically, it is remembering all the men and women who served our country, who lost their lives in service of our country. I personally don't know any of my relatives that lost their lives serving our country, but I do know of relatives who did serve our country and were able to make it back home safely. And and their sacrifice allows me to be able to live in freedom in the USA, to be able to not put myself in a very uncomfortable situation as a person on the autism spectrum, allows me to advocate for those on the spectrum, and I could not be more grateful for that. So thank you again, and that's the true meaning behind Memorial Day weekend, which in my state of New Jersey this weekend, unfortunately, a bunch of Memorial Day parades wound up being canceled because there was rain all weekend. So, but we do have an upcoming 250th anniversary for the USA very soon. So, there's that. Uh, so, the next thing that I want to do is dive into the past 2 weeks. So, events that I did the past 2 weeks. Well, I did a lot. I had an event with the Woodbridge Chamber, which is the chamber that I'm a board member with, and the the I'm forgetting the exact name of the organization, but it's basically Grace Foundation of New York, which helps benefit individuals on the autism spectrum. They were one of the sponsors for that networking event. And then I went to a young professionals event hosted by the Suburban Chamber of Commerce, which I had attended uh, an event like that 2 years ago, but it never really took off. So I consider this starting over. and it was a good first time for starting over. And then on May 15th, I attended a conference at the New Jersey Law Center, and I got to introduce myself for a few seconds, pretty much like I would at a networking event. Um, it was kind of on the spot, not expected to speak on a microphone, but I did, and it was nice to have a few seconds of fame in that New Jersey Law Center conference room, and I enjoyed the conference. And then after that, I went to a baseball game with the family, and my Somerset Patriots won that game, and we got to see fireworks afterwards. It was a very nice night. And then over that particular weekend, May 16th, 17th, I attended a street fair both days. The Saturday one was in Woodbridge, the Sunday one was in Cranford, and the Saturday one wasn't as hot as the Sunday one. It was the start of a mini heat wave, but I had a good time at both. And then on that Sunday, we went out for dinner for my birthday, which was last Monday. Hence the reason that I did not do my show last Monday, because I decided I didn't want to do it on my birthday. So I didn't. And it was very hot. So we wound up putting in window AC units at home. And yeah, so it was low key, but I still had a good day, even though the celebrations took place over the weekend. Then the day after my birthday, I attended an awards dinner for the Middlesex County Regional Chamber of Commerce, or MCRCC for their acronym, and that was a nice event. Nice to be in a cooler room while it was hot outside. Then the following day, when it was the last day of the heat wave, I attended an event with Piscataway Business Partnership. Now, I wanted to go to an event in Princeton, but I never signed up, and I had to back out of any thoughts of signing up for that event because of the potential for very bad storms that night. And it turned out to be legitimate because we had a very torrential downpour while I was at that networking event in Piscataway. And as I discovered, it would have been very difficult to get home from Princeton had I gone there, because Route 1 was basically closed everywhere at one of the points that I would have had to go through. So there was a lot of backup traffic as a result of that 20-minute torrential downpour. So I count my blessings in that. And though there were no more events after that, I do take pride in the fact that after the nice cool down, on Friday, I spent a few hours basically mowing lawn and cleaning up from that torrential downpour, and made it look like that torrential downpour never happened. And I did that because I knew that the weekend was not going to look so great in terms of the rain. And I was right. So overall, it was a low-key weekend. I did things as I found myself able to do them. And yeah, it was we also went shopping for my birthday too. My mom and I. So I got some cool stuff, and I'll show those to you somewhere down the road. Not right now. But there are some exciting things in the works that I can't quite talk about right now. But it is good, all good stuff. So I see that there was one person viewing live. I'm not sure who it was, but thank you. And however long you listen to this, I appreciate you for stopping by to listen. If you have not followed me on all the different platforms, you just search my first name, Brian Colletto, on all the different platforms, and you can find me there. And hopefully I'll be back next week when it'll be June 2026. Until the next time I come on, I send you all love, light, blessings, and peace. Take care.